This is CBC Nova Scotia News.
Tonight, music, ceremony, and celebrations. We take you to National Indigenous Peoples Day gatherings around the province.
Brewing up inclusion, how a queer-owned taproom in Truro is using its beer business to provide a safe space.
And saying thanks, a recognition of military families at DND's Family Days in Halifax.
The weekend is here and it will be a nice start to the weekend. Saturday looking quiet. Better chance for some showers rolling in throughout Sunday and especially into Sunday night. Your full forecast is coming up.
Good evening. Today is National Indigenous Peoples Day, celebrating the heritage and contributions of First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people.
Events are taking place across our country today and across the province. We begin first in Kejimkujik National Park, where the day held special meaning for 3 generations of Mi'kmaq women. Jane Sponigal was there.
Leanne Hudson has a special relationship to Kejimkujik. She's worked here as an interpreter, but today it's about family. Her grandmother, Ginny Hurlbert, started the day's events with a few words.
It's pretty heartwarming to me. I'm always so excited and appreciative to listen to her stories and hear her sharing. I grew up in a close-knit relationship with all of my grandparents, and they've taught me so much over the years, and that was no different today.
It is just awesome. Like when he called me last night, I was a little nervous, but what a chance. With my daughter and then my granddaughter, it's a reward that no money can buy.
The Smoky Point drummers performed throughout the day. They led a moving rendition of the honor song, along with 200 students from Champlain Elementary School in Annapolis Royal. Parks Canada staff offered canoe rides. Ginny says it wasn't always like this.
They've all picked up the feeling of being Mi'kmaq, which is brought down from my mother. Like she just passed it down through me, and it's who I am, even though for years we weren't allowed to be Mi'kmaq. So once we embraced it fully, this day is just perfect.
Leanne's mother, Lisa, is a Parks Canada interpreter for the many school groups coming through Keji today. Lisa is sharing her knowledge and some fun, like the game of Waltez. Her mother's words from the morning stick with her.
I think the focusing on togetherness, kindness, love are all things that we should be focusing on as a community, as a province, as a country, just because we're all in this together.
Leanne says we talk about reconciliation, but today was reconciliation. Jane Sponigal, CBC News, Kejimkujik National Park.
Another event was held today at the former residential school in Shubenacadie. Survivors were honored with the 4th annual Freedom Day March. Brett Ruskin was there.
Here in Shubenacadie, Nova Scotia, this was the site of the only Indian residential school in the Maritimes. So more than 1,000 children were brought to the school that's just in full kind of plain view of the event that's happening behind me here. We'll talk about that in just a moment. But just on that hill, the site of the residential school that operated between 1930 and 1967, where there are so many memories, even of the people who kind of participated in the march today that took place from the foot of the hill where that site was, along the roadway to this park behind me here.
It's a sad moment because when I was walking, I was remembering my aunt and my grandparents and all those who went to the residential schools. I was remembering them as I was walking while I was listening to the drum and the singing that kind of helped celebrate in that moment. Now I'm here to be with my parents. Both my mom and my father are here today, so I'm here to be with them and celebrate and enjoy our Indigenous culture here, and we're also remembering our past survivors who are no longer here with us today, but also, as you can see, enjoying to see that many survivors that have made it here today too as well.
So really combining the different aspects of National Indigenous Peoples Day, both honoring and remembering the history from the past as well as ancestors, but also celebrating the present and the future of Indigenous culture. Because behind me here, there's a feast happening, there was barbecue happening, music you can probably hear behind me as well. Really a big community event. So celebrating Indigenous culture here, not necessarily in the shadow of, but certainly in full view of a site that has such dark history and dark actual memories for some of the people here. One of many events happening as part of National Indigenous Peoples Day. Brett Ruskin, CBC News, Shubenacadie, Nova Scotia.
At a Maui Omi being held at Millbrook First Nation today, there was also a special acknowledgement of the importance of maintaining the Mi'kmaq language. Organizers are using the gathering to celebrate their culture, but also to remind people of the push to keep the language alive. Michael Ardeni of the Red Road Project says there are only about 2,600 speakers of Mi'kmaq right now.
Just so that, our people know that, our language is still there. It's still alive and it's still strong, but right now, the alarm bells are ringing so that we continue to ensure that that language is passed on to young people, to anybody who, our community members who want to learn. And it's raising alarm bells because, that number is in decline. It is. We are losing speakers every day.
We'll hear more from Michael Ardeni about the efforts to keep the Mi'kmaq language alive. That's our Newsmaker interview just after 6:30.
Meanwhile, the Prime Minister was in Cape Breton earlier today to announce more than $140 million for First Nations in the province to pay for education, infrastructure, and to settle a long-standing land claim. $16 million will go to 12 communities to maintain, repair, and replace their existing schools, which will improve conditions for more than 3,000 students. $125 million will go towards a proposed settlement agreement with the Wagaba First Nation to resolve the improper sale of the federal land of reserve land by the federal government.
We just took another significant step on the path of reconciliation between the Crown and Wagoma. After many years of negotiations and different governments, as the Chief pointed out, the proposed settlement agreement of $125 million we are about to sign will resolve the claim regarding the improper sale of reserve land in 1862. This is reconciliation in action.
The educational funding is part of a self-government policy co-developed with the First Nations and implemented in 2019.
And a pretty nice day across parts of Nova Scotia today for sure, and a little relief too.
Yes, the heat was still there, but the humidity dropped a lot.
A huge difference in how it felt, and you could feel it as soon as you walked out the door this morning. In most cases, as Southwest Nova Scotia had to wait a little bit longer. Look at the high temperatures today. I mean, this is a hot day. We hit 30 in Shelburne, 28 in Halifax, 27 in Parsboro, and 20 Cheticamp, 23 in Sydney. But again, the big difference has been those dew point values. We're down in the pleasant, comfortable range. It's just been such a difference. And now the humidity will stay low this weekend. Temperatures warmer on Saturday, and it's going to be overall a drier day as well. Temperatures are going to be ranging between around 20 to 24 degrees in most cases, but along the North Shore and across into Cape Breton will range from around 23 to 26 degrees, and that's where the skies will be a little bit brighter as well. Cloudier down towards the southwest, that's where we have a chance for some showers, Tri-County and the South Shore region. A better chance for showers for all of us under cloudier skies on Sunday. Temperatures high teens, low 20s. And again, the greater chance for showers is going to be in the latter half of the day. So here's how things play out. Saturday morning, you can see the kind of the edge of the cloud. Cape Breton, North Shore, a little brighter, down towards the southwest, a little cloudier, and a couple of showers moving through on the leading edge of this warm front, which will come in through Sunday. Now, as the front moves in, we'll see some shower chances along the front, and then more moisture, substantial moisture coming in through Sunday afternoon from west to east in the form of rain, and that will then also continue into Sunday night and Monday. Now, we do need the wet weather. As we say, Of course, got to fall on the weekend. But again, not a washout of a weekend by any stretch. And we'll break down your 7-day forecast as we look all the way ahead into, what's soon to be the early stages of July.
Wow, it's coming up fast.
Stay tuned for that. Okay, thanks so much, Ryan. A court case scheduled for next year that was to address questions about a First Nations treaty right to fish for a moderate livelihood will not go ahead. That decision follows a joint request from the Attorney General of Canada and Sipekne'katik First Nation, so the two sides could focus on mediation. Sipekne'katik filed a legal action in 2021. It wanted the court to declare that the Federal Fisheries Act and regulations infringe on their treaty right to fish lobster for a moderate livelihood. That includes the prohibition on catching and holding lobsters without a license and fishing outside of a commercial season. But in April, the two sides gave notice to the court that they wanted to move to mediation and asked that trial dates and other litigation milestones be adjourned. The two sides have until December to reach an agreement. The application was opposed by the Unified Fisheries Conservation Alliance. The group had intervener status for the litigation and argued that the issue was urgent and should be decided by the court. Its lawyer expressed skepticism about the mediation process.
The start of Marine Atlantic's service between Newfoundland and North Sydney has been delayed again. Marine Atlantic says crossings from Argentia won't begin until July 3rd. The delay is a result of problems with the lubrication system on the company's new ferry, the Alisuinu. The start of the service had already been delayed by nearly 2 weeks, but Marine Atlantic says its repairs have taken longer than expected. The company says 2 scheduled return crossings will be rerouted through Port aux Basques, and affected customers will be notified. And there will also be delays for those traveling by train starting this month. The Via Rail trip between Montreal and Halifax will now take longer due to poor conditions of the tracks in northern New Brunswick. Via Rail announced this week that the eastbound trip from Montreal to Halifax train will take an extra 45 minutes, while 90 minutes have been added to the westbound trip from Halifax to Montreal. The trip now takes more than 23 hours.
Halifax Water says it has a short-term solution for the concerns around private septic systems. Last Friday, GFL West Hants Landfill advised private septic haulers that it can no longer accept septic waste from Halifax for at least 3 months. That's because of an unanticipated mechanical failure at the facility. Some property owners were left scrambling to find a place to empty their tanks. The city says starting Monday, private septic haulers will be able to use a site adjacent to the Aerotech wastewater treatment plant, but it will only be available for up to 3 weeks.
After more than a year of work, Nova Scotia is still not ready to release new guidelines for public school teachers on the topic of gender identity. The province first released guidelines 10 years ago, which are meant to protect trans and non-binary students from discrimination. Advocates say an update is needed as the large numbers of 2S LGBTQ+ students report being the targets of hate and struggling with their mental health. NDP MLA Lisa Lachance says updated guidance for educators is overdue.
Well, I'm concerned and I'm disappointed. A lot has changed since 2014 when the guidelines were created, and there's a lot of fear and concern across the country about how governments are changing the policies in education. So we really need these guidelines soon. We understand they've committed to not changing the right to identify as you want and to take a name that you want, but it's really important to deliver on that promise.
An official with the Education Department says the work will carry into the next school year.
Truro Brewing Company started 4 years ago as a humble brewery and taproom, but the queer-owned business has become much more than that.
It's serving as a pillar in the local 2S LGBTQ+ community. With Pride Week underway in Truro, the CBC's Allie Thompson paid them a visit.
I think providing a space for queer folks is something that's greatly needed in the community, in every community. And being in a small conservative town, it's especially needed. You know, these folks are important and need to feel validated and comfortable, and I think that we provide that for them. My name is Jana Delapina. I'm co-owner and head brewer at Truro Brewing Company. We were established in 2020, started really small, and we've grown tremendously. We're queer women-owned, which makes us quite unique in this province. I would definitely say this is the only queer-friendly space in Truro. There are some other queer-run businesses, but we have the only space that's, you know, a safe space for the folks in the queer community to come.
Also, in our hiring, we made sure that we hired people that fit with the values that we hold. Together with our staff and with the help of consultants, we developed a set of host rules. We live by those, and so do our staff. So we promote the safe space, and we hope that our customers will share in those values and be welcoming to all other patrons that are in our space.
It states, you know, we're an inclusive space, we're queer-owned, you have to be accepting of that, or there's the door.
We're not just like a gay bar or a queer bar, we're an everybody bar. Now that we have our food license, we can welcome kids with their families, so we can go from infants all the way to 80-year-olds, and everybody feels welcome and they all have a great time, and nobody feels excluded, which has been the mission, yeah. Small town Nova Scotia has some catching up to do in many ways. Coming from a larger city, you see the difference for sure, but being able to kind of forefront that movement has really been amazing.
I think growing up in Truro as a queer person kind of in the 90s and the aughts was a trying time. Historically, Truro has not been a very accepting place, and so much so that we've made the news for it in the past, and it's just been really important to have this kind of physical representation of how Truro is a more open and accepting place now, and how we are here in this community and thriving. We're part of the business community, we're part of all the different aspects of the community.
For me, it's meant that the actualization of where I'm at right now on my queer journey is not a slow burn. It's a much faster process where I can talk to people who are also trans. I get to meet those like-minded people and kind of get information from them, learn things from them about myself, as well as how to go through certain processes that are helping me actualize myself into the person that I feel I actually am.
It's meant everything. It's changed the way that I understand my hometown and feel about my hometown, because before Truro Brew, I think there was a lot of distrust in the community because there didn't really feel like there was a safe space for me, but I know that there is now.
It makes me quite emotional when I hear from my customers just how happy they are to have the space in this community. It's much needed. People really seem to love it here, and we've developed our own little community within these walls, which is really nice.
Anybody else thirsty watching that? First quick break on the way. Stay with us.
Yes, there is a lot more to come on CBC Nova Scotia News. The latest on the race to avert a wildfire disaster in Churchill Falls, Labrador.
And we head to D&D Family Days at CFB Halifax to celebrate the families of the Canadian Forces.
And that's the scene of D&D Family Days, a live look at the Halifax Dockyard, where that continues tomorrow. Ryan is up next with the weather forecast. We'll see you in a few minutes.
All right, hands up. Who had a hard time sleeping last night? I didn't have the fans where I needed them, I guess.
Yeah, okay. So it's nice and cool.
Rubbing it in.
Sorry.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah. Slept like a baby.
Today.
Yeah.
Wasn't that bad.
Yeah, we were going to say you look a little tired, but...
the heat wave's over now, right?
That's
okay,
right.
good. I'll get some rest.
Better sleep tonight. And yeah, certainly a nicer sleep over the next few nights. The forecast, not as nice as today, and it is a spectacular day out there today. Have a look. This shot from Somerville, and again, that's the quarter deck.
Oh, isn't that lovely? What a spot to be.
Absolutely.
Sitting out on that deck.
Yep.
Having some dinner. And
pretty nice, for sure. Temperatures there right now sitting around the 23-degree mark. It looks like mostly sunny skies, as you can see. There, 25 actually, mostly sunny skies there over the last little bit, and just a terrific evening. Temperatures, you can see 25, 26 through the valley, and the Halifax area still at 27, one of the hot spots right now. 17 in Cheticamp, but we do have temperatures into the 20s for inland parts of Cape Breton. And again, the humidex is just really not a factor at all today. It is what it feels, and that is so nice when, the dew point is nice and low. Your body, it can sweat, cool itself down, keep itself nice and cool through that evaporative cooling process that we all love. And yes, it just makes you able to enjoy summer and these warm temperatures so much more. Couple of very isolated spits of a shower possible with this little trough that's working through the region right now. But overall, it's just going to build the clouds up for a little bit. It'll keep things quiet for tonight. And we are going to be watching this system here working into the Great Lakes. That's going to be our weather maker that will start to edge its way in as early as tomorrow, but really pushing in for Sunday. Overnight lows tonight, will be not too bad, 12, 15 degrees. Windows open kind of night for the first time in a few nights. And yes, Tom, you'll sleep well tonight with those winds relatively light. And as we look at the forecast moving forward through the overnight, note things do cloud up overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning. Now, by tomorrow morning, it looks like we'll see a mix of sun and cloud to even mostly sunny skies, Cape Breton and the North Shore tomorrow. The clouds will certainly be dominant here across the central parts of the province, but it's going to be, for the most part, high-level cloud, and I do think the sun will break through. A little more dominant in terms of cloud towards the south and west, and note these little bands of showers that are going to be possible to track throughout the day. So you'll want to keep the umbrella handy if you are in the Tri-County area, edging up to, let's say, as far north as Lunenburg. Now, for the forecast for Cape Breton, given the sunshine, it looks like temperatures will be warming quite nicely. We'll range from 22 to 26 across the island tomorrow. A really nice summer day. Note the cooler temps, coastal Guysborough, but inland will get into the 20s, 26 Antigonish, and then we'll cool off towards the west as we get into a little more of that dominant cloud cover. Southwest winds will keep temps near 20 in Halifax, but inland will be into the 22, 23 range, and in through the south and west. Again, with the clouds a little dominant, it's going to be tough to get much warmer than, say, 22 or 23 inland. And those chance for showers actually would include Kedgie and Liverpool in there as well in terms of putting those shower chances on the forecast. Now, as we look at Sunday, clouds dominating, chance for showers in the morning. And then really it's going to be the rain that will be pushing in from west to east throughout the afternoon. Best chance for sun is going to be, again, the North Shore and Cape Breton. And you folks getting a little bit of a payback for, again, those earlier days of spring when the wind was just relentlessly from the north. So a win for you folks this weekend, no question. So as we move into the Sunday afternoon time period, there is, again, going to be that wall of rain that will be tracking in from west to east as this next system comes in. Note the winds will be southeasterly ahead of the front, southwesterly behind it, and so a muggier sleep for Sunday night as that dew point will be jumping up, no question. That front will then slide through, the cold front will slide through on Monday, showers will push away, and we'll get into some drier air into the later stages of Monday again. But Monday overall, a showery day. Lingering chance of some showers on Tuesday, and then it looks like Wednesday into Thursday, Friday, kind of a drier stretch, and keeping our fingers crossed because, of course, the following weekend, always looking ahead to the weekend, no matter which weekend, but the following weekend is, of course, the long weekend, the Canada Day weekend. So we'll be all eyes on that. You can trust next week. Tom,
work your magic,
You'll be all over it, Ryan, we're sure. Okay, thanks so much.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
The weather update is brought to you by Tourism Gaspésie. Plan your stay in Gaspésie at tourismgaspésie.com and enjoy extraordinary moments.
D&D Family Days is one of the biggest celebrations for Canadian Forces families in the country. I'm here at the Halifax Dockyard where the party is just getting started. And I'm joined down by Rear Admiral José Kurtz. So 12 months ago, you became the first woman at the helm of the Royal Canadian Navy on the East Coast. How has your year been so far?
Jam-packed. It's a busy job here. Being Commander of Maritime Forces Atlantic is only one component of 5 hats that I own. Without getting into the details of those 5 hats, there's 2 areas. There's force generating ships and sailors, and then there's a force employment part of the job where we send ships to sea, or as Joint Task Force Atlantic, we can respond to crises or disasters that occur in our region. So it's a big job. But when I take stock a year after, literally, because yesterday was my 1-year anniversary.
Well, congratulations!
Thank you. It's been great, and I would say that it's been a great year with a lot of activities, no lack of challenges. But it's about the people, the team who are behind this huge endeavor that is the East Coast Navy that make the success that we see every single day.
Well, let's talk about those people and why this day and tomorrow would be so important for them.
Well, it's important because our families, they support their loved ones in uniform, enable us to do what we do for Canadians and for Canada, whether it be here or wherever we're called to go. And we don't want to take that for granted, that support, that enabling of our duties and responsibilities. And they come on board our ships, they come to Dockyard from time to time, but I think it's only right that once every year we carve a little bit of time and put a little bit of fun and a little bit of extra thank you to reassure them that we do appreciate that support function that they give us from the home front.
Well, talk to me a bit about what is happening over these next 2 days.
Right. So the Dockyard gates are open, which is not traditional. They have a chance to take tours. They have the chance to take boat rides. You see a bit of concessions for food, refreshments, rides, bouncy castles, just to celebrate what military families are about in a special way once a year.
Well, what would you like the general public to appreciate about military families?
Well, I would like to say that it's always easy to recognize the sailor in uniform, our aviators, our soldiers, because we put the focus on the operations where they go to. But I think I mentioned that, and I think it's important to recognize that we can't do what we do if we are not comfortable, confident that the home front is secure. There's a bit of a bigger core to it, which is spouses, children, it could be parents, it could be whatever that definition of a family is in the modern sense, that makes sure that when I go to sea, I can do that without worrying about the home front. So if they happen to see and know that somebody who's not wearing a uniform is a member of a military family, when they say thank you for our service, the thank you for the service goes a little bit to the families as well.
All right, well, thank you for your time and enjoy the rest of the day.
All right, thanks for being here, Amy, and for showcasing to the local community.
Did you get on the little choo-choo train?
I didn't,
no,
not this time.
Good celebration on the waterfront there for sure. Up next, we'll hear about the efforts to maintain the Mi'kmaq language in this region. That's our Newsmaker interview.
Please stay with us. You're watching CBC Nova Scotia News.
My name is Jeff Douglas. Today I am down here at Millbrook to celebrate National Indigenous Peoples Day. Very grateful to Chief and Council and the community for inviting us down here. Talking now with the MC of the Maui Omi today, Michael Ardeni, superstar. Michael Ardeni. How are you doing?
Not too bad, Jeff.
Yeah,
How are you doing?
Clay, really good to see you.
No, you too, man.
You're the MC here today, starting up a very busy season for you, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
Powwow
for sure.
season going to be
Powwow
crazy
season.
again?
It's first day of summer, beautiful weather out, and looking forward to the summer for sure.
So you're down here as MC today. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about your work with Mi'kmaq Ginamadnoe.
Yeah, Mi'kmaq Ginamadnoe, yep, MK.
MK, yeah.
Yep, so I'm the Red Road Project Coordinator at Mi'kmaq Ginamadnoe. Been there for quite a while, like maybe about 5 or 6 years now. And my role is the Red Road Project Coordinator. And a part of, as part of our as part of the Mi'kmaq language and culture team, we've been out in all the communities here in Nova Scotia to revitalize, teach, and strengthen the Mi'kmaq language and culture in all our communities. And my role specifically as Red Road Project Coordinator is to ensure that we continue to incorporate our language, but also teach culture, to teach ceremony, the importance of sobriety, and the importance of living on that good red road. So we bring about 26 youth every year throughout the 13 Mi'kmaq bands across Nova Scotia, and they get an employment opportunity to go out and learn of our traditional ways, our ceremonial ways, our cultural ways, but bridging that gap between elders and knowledge keepers and people who speak the language, so that they have, we can start something, a solid foundation for them to continue to grow and to build those steps up.
It sounds like you're planting seeds.
Yeah, exactly.
To get this, so these kids will grow up and they become cultural educators. Essentially, is what you're doing.
Exactly right. We're teaching these young people to be, future elders, future knowledge keepers, right? From the things that our elders taught us, and our elders, throughout the years, were just teaching us, right? So, as people who, our language is still, it's still alive, and there's people, it's a living language. It's still alive, spoken in our communities, but also, our culture. You see here today, we're at this Maui Omi. We're practicing our culture, and we want to be. We want to share that to everybody, right? Especially Nova Scotians and the rest of Canada.
And I saw something, this is, you had passed on your social media as a statistic or a post that had originated, I think it was Statistics Canada, looking at the number of speakers of different Indigenous languages. I think Inuktitut was number one, doing well, Cree, I think as well. And then Mi'kmaq was 2,590 speakers, and you had said your caption was 2,590 alarm bells. And I wonder if you could just tell us what you meant by that.
And alarm bells, just so that our people know that our language is still there. It's still alive, and it's still strong. But right now, the alarm bells are ringing so that we continue to ensure that that language is passed on to young people, to anybody who our community members who want to learn. And it's raising alarm bells because that number is in decline. It is. We are losing speakers every day from our communities, especially up in Cape Breton, and our language speakers, our elders are starting to pass away, and literally whole libraries are disappearing.
Yeah.
Lifetimes of speakers, of elders passing away. The libraries that they had in their mind of words and language that might not necessarily be as common today, but we still have that opportunity. We still have it's still here.
Michael R., thank you for your time. Good to see you again. Manuel Allen.
Oh, well, yeah.
Coming up, rare bears. Scientists marvel at a family of polar and grizzly bear hybrids in the Canadian Arctic.
Welcome back to CBC Nova Scotia News. Fire crews in Labrador have managed to keep a wildfire burning near Churchill Falls away from the community for now.
Hundreds of people were forced to leave on short notice Wednesday and are taking shelter in Happy Valley Goose Bay, 300 kilometers to the east. Peter Cowan is there with more on how they're doing.
People here in Happy Valley Goose Bay haven't just been taking care of the physical needs of people evacuated from Churchill Falls, things like a place to stay, food to eat, and clothes to wear. They've also been looking after their emotional needs. So this is the Labrador Friendship Center, and people here came together this afternoon to just do some painting. For some of these kids, there's a lot of anxiety. They may have parents who are still back in Churchill Falls operating the power plant there, or they may be uncertain about what's going to happen in the coming days, and this is a chance for them to talk about it and paint about it.
It's kind of fun to get my mind off some of the stuff that's happening. I'm kind of nervous, and if the fire goes across the river, it'll be really close to my house, so that wouldn't be good. So yeah.
The fire is still about 7 kilometers from the community. It hasn't gotten any closer over the last day or so. That's the good news. The winds have been strong, but they've at least been pushing things away from the community. And so fire officials are getting some extra help today from the air. 2 additional water bombers have arrived from Quebec. There are another 2 on the way from Ontario. And they say that's important because this is a very difficult fire to try and attack from the ground.
The terrain in that area, and given the fire behavior predictions, it's a difficult place to put actual firefighters on the ground. And so far, except for the other day when we had an unusual weather behavior, the air tankers are keeping that fire at bay.
What they need now from Mother Nature is a little bit of rain, a little bit less wind, and that will hopefully improve conditions so people here can go home. Peter Cowan, CBC News, Happy Valley Goose Bay, Labrador.
Police in Vaughan, Ontario, north of Toronto, say 1 person was killed and 3 others are in hospital following a shooting inside a home. They are appealing to witnesses for information.
This is a busy street. At that time of day, it was just before 9 o'clock, so there would have been kids going to school and lots of people, walking in the area. So we are appealing for anyone with any information to please reach out to our investigators.
Police say they received a number of reports of gunfire and that early indications suggest the shooting was targeted. A neighbor says he saw a man exit the home, get into a white vehicle, and drive away. The suspect or suspects are still at large.
The fighting is intensifying in Gaza. Israeli forces are in close combat with Hamas fighters and have launched strikes against multiple locations, including in Rafah. Along with cutting off aid, it has also trapped the sick inside Gaza. The World Health Organization says there have been no medical evacuations since the Rafah offensive began. Margaret Evans reports.
What little choice there was in Gaza doesn't live there anymore. Not for a mother who would ease the pain of a son's illness, or for those who would coax him to play. 9-year-old Eunice has spastic quadriplegic cerebral palsy. We applied for him to go abroad for treatment, says his mother, Hanima Juma. But because the border was closed, we couldn't travel. Eunice's condition has dangerously worsened from malnutrition and dehydration. A boy who weighed 55 pounds now weighs 17. Dr. Ahmed Al-Farah says the lack of aid reaching Gaza is weakening even the strong.
All the special formulas of milk stopped. All the fresh foods nearly stopped.
The lack of drugs and medical supplies, he says, limits his ability to help the most vulnerable.
They need to be referred and they need to be evacuated as soon as possible.
Aid agencies estimate that 10,000 Palestinians are currently in need of medical treatment outside Gaza, a challenging prospect even before the war, and much harder since Israel took over the Rafah border crossing with Egypt.
Since the military operation started in Rafah, closing the Rafah crossing point I haven't heard about any further medical evacuation that took place.
UNICEF's Jonathan Crick says a ceasefire that would allow immediate humanitarian aid in is the only and best solution for Gaza's children.
To be able to be treated and not to wait with bleeding on a hospital corridor, for the hospital systems to be put back in place, for the food and the water system to be put back in place.
Help that might offer more than an inevitable outcome. Margaret Evans, CBC News, Jerusalem.
As we mentioned earlier, this is National Indigenous Peoples Day in Canada. It falls on the summer solstice, a traditional time for celebration for generations of Indigenous groups and communities across the country. Karen Pauls has more on today's events and what they signify.
Across Canada, events like this powwow showcased Indigenous culture and tradition, but also acknowledged the slow progress of reconciliation and the lingering effects of Canada's Indian residential school era.
We need to talk about that history, and we need to show our youth that we're coming back. We're here.
At a sunrise service in Toronto, Mayor Olivia Chow said there are important lessons to be learned.
And to care for the earth so that we can continue to walk the good way.
Frederick Lyle Spence is learning to walk the good way. He didn't grow up with Indigenous traditions because of residential schools, but he connected with his Ojibwe culture as a way to recover from addictions and mental health challenges after the death of a friend.
I was a lost young man. Like I had no direction, I had no goals. You know, I didn't care if I lived or died.
Part of his healing journey involved learning how to carve. He creates a lot of bears after the spirit name given to him, Thunder Bear. The process of cutting, carving, sanding, and polishing, together with spiritual traditions like smudging and sweat lodges, helped him find his identity, his voice, and his recovery.
We have a fire, right? A sacred fire in us, and that's our spirit. And sometimes it gets really low. And things that bring you joy, the people that care for you and the people you care for, that's wood on this sacred fire.
On National Indigenous Peoples Day, Spence is grateful there is more openness to Indigenous culture and tradition as Canada tries to right the wrongs of the past.
Residential schools were in place to strip us of our spiritual identity, and it's never too late. It's never too late.
And it's never too early. Governor General Mary Simon spent the morning with school children, writing messages to honor those impacted by residential schools, remembering stories and committing to reconciliation. Karen Pauls, CBC News, Winnipeg.
There have long been reports of hybrid bears in the Northwest Territories, a mix between a grizzly and a polar bear. A new study shows these unique creatures are rare and confirms they're all descendants of one female polar bear. The CBC's Leanie Lambrick explains.
These two bears are both hybrids. This one here, 50% polar bear, 50% grizzly bear. This one here, 75% grizzly, 25% polar bear. We spoke to a federal scientist who actually saw this one alive 10 years ago while flying over northern Victoria Island.
I've seen thousands of polar bears in the field, but when we turned that corner into that bay and saw this kind of creamy colored polar bear with three little chocolate cubs, you almost had to like rub your eyes to make sure you were seeing what you were seeing.
We don't have photos of that moment, but Richardson is confident the bear in this photo is the mom he would later see with her cubs. Scientists are using a new genetic sequencing tool to test bears for hybridization. They tested samples from 341 polar bears and 440 grizzly bears from across Canada, Alaska, and Greenland. The only hybrid bears they found in all of those samples, a family of 8 bears in the Western Arctic, which they already knew about, a family that these two belong to. It was a bit of a surprise. Scientists thought they would find more.
The Western Canadian Arctic is one of the only places where we see grizzly bears crossing into polar bear habitat frequently. It does happen in other places, but it's really much more common in the Western Arctic. And so this is the place where we're thinking we're most likely to see hybridization happening. And the fact that we don't see it happening is a good indication that it's pretty rare.
Those 8 bears are also all part of the same family. A biologist who used to work for the NWT government wrote about them in 2017 and developed a family tree.
All these hybrid bears originated from one single female polar bear who mated with 2 different grizzly bears. And then those grizzly bears mated with the offspring, and kind of that's how we ended up with some of the second generation hybrid bears. So it just seems to be this, tightly closed group of bears that sort of seem to have, just for whatever reason, had a preference for something a little different.
The family tree and the corresponding tag numbers are how we know that these bears here at Nature's North Wildlife Gallery in Yellowknife are part of that family. According to NWT government data, this bear's 2 siblings haven't been hunted. If they're alive, they'd be 10 years old. Lainey Lambrink, CBC News, Yellowknife.
All right, beach pictures. I'm sure
Yeah.
lots were taken the last 24, 48 hours for sure, but
Not by us, unfortunately.
not by us. We were busy working. But I'm curious, what's in the
Yeah, well,
photo
you
pic
have the
tonight?
right idea with
Yeah.
the coast for sure.
Okay.
Get to the coast, have a look at our viewer picture. So we're going to zoom in Guysborough County, and this one from New Harbor. And this is a spectacular pic. Sunset.
Good spot to sit there, right?
Yeah. Talk about relaxation. That
Take
chair
me
would
there
provide
now,
that, wouldn't it?
please.
Yeah.
Joan, thank you so much for sharing Ryan's picks at cbc.ca. We could just go out on that.
Very
we want to know
relaxing.
about the weekend
Yeah,
too, right?
for sure. Let's show you. And so in New Harbor tomorrow, I think you folks will be closer to a mix of sun and cloud. That's certainly going to be the case for Cape Breton, where temperatures will be warmest, the Northumberland shore, and then further towards the south and west is where we're going to get cloudier and a chance for some showers for places like Yarmouth and Shelburne, edging up into Liverpool as well for tomorrow. Digby as well, looking at those shower chances. Everybody into the shower chances for Sunday, looking at the rain that's going to be pushing in from west to east as we move into the afternoon, and certainly for the evening. We'll run you through that timeline one more time so you can see kind of most of the moisture is off further to the south and west on Saturday, and then for Saturday night into Sunday, that front starts to creep its way in, and some moisture kind of running along that front is what will roll in and bring us some much needed moisture, Tom and Amy, because we do need the rain.
It is dry.
Yeah.
Well, a zoo in Chicago has welcomed 2 cute, cuddly new residents. Take a look. Meet Brumley and Willem, who made their public debut this week.
Yes, the koalas are settling into their new home in a special habitat at the Brookfield Zoo. They're the first of their kind to call the facility home in its 90-year history. These adorable 2-year-olds were both born at the San Diego Zoo and transported to their new digs in the Windy City last week.
The koalas are listed as vulnerable species in their native Australia from deforestation, drought, and disease.
Just hanging around there, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely having a good time.
That's it for us tonight. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Good night.
Good night.